Hi, this is Kilani with Teen Truth Net. In this TTN segment, we learn how a principal and counselor from San Diego, California developed a school-wide bully policy. By collaborating both students and teachers, they created rules that everyone has committed to follow.
In the fall of 2009, we determined that one of the biggest needs that we have here on campus is the issue around bullying. And we put our heads together to figure out what we could do to combat that. And our counselors, with Eileen's lead, did a homeroom lesson for our students. And we have a homeroom that meets twice a week. And Eileen will speak a little bit about those homeroom lessons.
We did a series of 4 homeroom lessons around bullying, taunting, rumors, and harassment, and the advisory teachers worked with the kids in the advisory or the homeroom classes on 4 different occasions, and we did role playing, and we saw some videos and had the kids talk about their experiences. The very last lesson, we asked the teachers to lead a discussion group with the kids to get their input as to why they felt there was bullying on campus and what they thought should be done about it, because we do realize that a lot of times adults are putting their ideas on kids, and we wanted to get that information from the kids directly.
So in a staff meeting in December, we pulled everybody together and asked our teachers to bring the student input as well as their own input, so in order for us to start laying the groundwork for a policy. And in that meeting, we had all the stakeholders listed as far as what students can do, what parents can do, what teachers can do, and counselors as well as administrators. And all the input was listed on chart paper. And then in January, that's when we got a small group together to actually create a policy. And the policy is pretty stiff. It starts off with like a stage 1. If students are reported, it's documented. We do mediation if the victim's willing to do that, and parents are notified of future consequences if it continues.
And that's one thing that we changed, because it seemed that everybody was dealing with bullying differently. An administrator, a counselor on a given day, a teacher might do whatever it is that they're doing differently. They may or may not call parents. They may or may not give consequences. They may or may not even talk to the kids, because sometimes teachers were saying, just ignore it. And what we decided was that we were no longer going to ignore it, not even the first time. We were going to deal with it, and we're going to call parents, even the first time.
So it moves on to stage 2. If the student is guilty of doing it again, they move into a detention after school with a purpose. They will need to write a letter of apology to the victim as well as the victim's parents. They will also have a chance to mediate again if the victim's willing, and again parents are called. We will be having a full-blown meeting. Then in stage 3, it gets a little bit more severe. The students will now have to face a jury of their own peers to discuss what they did and why they did it, and have a chance to reflect. At that point, the jury of peers will assign them a research project on bullying and how that affects the school campus and school culture and affects other students' lives.
And part of that research project, we really wanted them to have to look into why do people bully. We wanted bullies to research why people bully, because we wanted them to get a little insight into their own stuff, and then the effect that their bullying has on others. So that is actually an alternative to suspension, because at 3 strikes, you will be suspended if you choose not to go in front of the jury of peers.
And so with this, we hope that our students will be thinking differently and stopping before they become another bully, and from everything from the simple name calling to bigger offenses. And so we really think with this policy that everyone is following, from the teachers, from the classrooms, all the way to my office as the principal, that we will stomp out bullying in a positive way.
And then to have this presentation of Teen Truth Live Bully, that was kind of the culmination where, the entire school went through this. They know what the bully policy is, the anti-harassment policy, and then they all kind of got charged up by JC in this venue. We're really hoping that it's a very comprehensive program, and we're hoping for great things.
This is Kilani for TTN, reminding you to tell your truth and be the difference.